Hey everyone, Ariel Labs here with a blog to watch. Today I'm going to review the Tsar Bomba Light Matter. The full review of this watch is available on the aBlogtoWatch.com website. I recommend you go there for the full tech specs, macro photography, and a longer discussion about this watch and the context. This video review is supposed to be a supplement, show off the watch, allow me to discuss some of the highlights, and allow you to see the watch in action. I haven't done videos in a while, but I'm going to be doing more of these, and I'm excited about it because there's just a lot you can do in the video. This watch has the option of having a ton of different straps. That's the first thing I want to say. And there's an easy system here to remove the straps. The straps come on this traditional buckle, or you can have a fold-over deployant. I was sent the watch on a couple of different straps. This is the blue one. But really, there's like, I want to say 15 different strap colors. Like there's really a lot of variety, and that's a good part. Tsar Bomba is a Chinese brand with kind of, yes, a bit of a silly name. And a lot of their watches, you know, are emulations of the Richard Mille style, but these are particularly well done. This watch has gotten a lot of compliments, and pretty much everyone who handles it, even if they, you know, are not into the particular theme of this, compliments its build quality. It feels nice. It's smooth to touch. And there's definitely people who genuinely love watches behind something like this. The overall theme here is to sort of emulate the look of this transparent, often Richard Mille. There's other watches that have these sapphire crystal case watches with that, you know, exposed mechanical movement. It's specifically a look. Yes, there's rappers or other musicians or celebrities that are seen wearing stuff like this. There's a look out there that this watch is definitely emulating. It's not inventing it. So this is a watch that you get because you like that look, but you want something that's a good value. It's not specifically trying to copy any one watch. It's not a replica in that matter. But it's a desirable thing if you understand it. It's not for everyone. It is very cool to see the mechanical movement in the transparent case. And I love transparent cased watches. They're very cool. They come in a very wide variety of qualities and styles and prices. For what you get, this is a pretty good deal. And so what are you looking at? The case is, I think it's its widest point, maybe as much as like 44 millimeters wide here. Again, all the tech specs are in the written review. I'm not going to sit there and memorize those to tell you the thickness and stuff like that. I'll put it on and you'll see. It's not a tiny watch, but it wears comfortably because you can see the strap just sort of wraps around there, and this is nice flat back. So it is comfortable, but it's also big. This case is a combination of two materials primarily. The top crystal is sapphire, so that's good. It's that sapphire crystal. It's got that scratch resistance and that maximum hardness. The rest of it is a material that Tsar Bomba calls, I think, Chronite, and it's essentially a hardened mineral glass that's on the harder side of the mineral glass spectrum. So it's not quite as scratch resistant as sapphire, but it is pretty scratch resistant, more so than your standard mineral glass material. That really allowed the price point to be what it is. I spoke to Tsar Bomba and I said, okay, what would it cost if the entire case, the back, the sides, everything was sapphire crystal? And I'm not going to say the exact price, but it was something like 4 to 5, maybe 6 times the price of this watch. And why? Is sapphire so precious? It's synthetic. Well, the reason has to do with the machining cost. These are not round pieces of sapphire. As you can see, these shapes are pretty interesting. These types of shapes, when milled in sapphire, require an enormous amount of hours. So you basically have to use these expensive machines that cost a few $1,000,000 each for hours upon hours and hours. And they could be doing other things like making parts for other clients or for other watches or whatever. And then on top of that, a significant number of the parts just break. So you have to take into consideration that so many of the sapphire crystal parts you produce are going to crack during the manufacturing process. Once they're made, they're relatively durable and stable unless you drop them or something like that. For the most part, this is a danger during the cutting process, but the danger ends when that is done. But still, a lot of the pieces of sapphire break during this process. So that's just a really kind of long way of explaining why sapphire still costs what it does. Tsar Bomba making an all sapphire crystal watch would no doubt cost less than what you get from maybe a Swiss brand or something like that. I really find this handsome on the strap. It is comfortable. It's sort of a fluoroelastomer synthetic rubber, way nicer feeling than your sort of cheap silicone. Not as expensive as actual rubber, but you can get these interesting shapes, and again, very smooth, good texture, nice integration at the case there where you have that connection. So there's the Light Matter on the wrist. This is probably the nicest execution of the Seiko NH35 automatic movement I've ever seen. Again, a simple Japanese automatic movement design, time, only. You can see the time pretty well. Actually, my only complaint about this watch, really my only complaint, is I think the hour hands and markers could be a little bit more legible. It's a matter of style, and you can still read it. The lume is pretty good, I gotta say. But that's really the only thing I'd say. I'd like the hands to pop out a little bit more. I'm a big legibility guy. But other than that, that's really the only thing that I have to say. Yes, you could want a nicer movement. Yes, you could want other things like that, but that would just drive the price point up. But again, for what it is, this is really fantastic. So again, inside the watch is an automatic movement, and it's probably one of the nicest executions of the NH35A movement that was originally. It's made by Seiko, but not necessarily in Japan. You see these in a lot of enthusiast watches. In fact, this watch is at the higher price point of what you'd find most NH35 movements in, but definitely not the highest price point. I've seen some watches definitely push it. So how much does the Tsar Bomba Light Matter cost? This watch has a retail price of $2,200, and that's somewhere in the middle of what Tsar Bomba charges for their watches. They start at a few $100s, and they have some other watches that are double or not, maybe even triple the price of the Light Matter. But this is a definite sweet spot, and it's not for everyone. I get that. This isn't everyone's style. But I was, again, delighted at the number of people that noticed this watch, commented on this watch, had nice things to say about this watch. So I have to say, definitely pleasantly surprised. Please check out the full review of the Tsar Bomba Light Matter on the aBlogtoWatch.com website, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks.